Did you know that a casual conversation by the water cooler could be silently shaping your career? It sounds strange, but it's true. We often think of promotions, raises, and big decisions as results of hard work alone. But there's a hidden layer of strategy playing out in every office, every day. This is where cheap talk enters the scene, a fascinating aspect of game theory you probably use without even realizing it. Game theory is like a secret code book for understanding how people make decisions when the outcome depends on what others do. In the workplace, we're all players in a complex game of collaboration, competition, and negotiation. Imagine this: you're up for a promotion and you casually mention to your boss how much you admire the company's new marketing strategy during a coffee break. That's cheap talk in action. You're not signing a contract, but you're sending a clear signal. You're engaged, you're paying attention, and you're aligned with the company's direction. But here's the catch: cheap talk is only effective if it's credible. If you spend your days complaining about the workload and then suddenly praise the company's vision, your words will likely fall flat. The key is to build a reputation for honesty and consistency. When your colleagues and superiors see you as a reliable source of information and opinions, your cheap talk gains power. Cheap talk is a powerful tool because it allows you to influence decisions without putting anything on the line. You're not making promises, you're not signing contracts, you're simply sharing information or perspectives in a way that subtly guides the conversation in a desired direction. For instance, imagine you're working on a project with a colleague and you have a hunch that a particular approach might be more effective. Instead of scheduling a formal meeting or sending a lengthy email, you can use cheap talk to plant the seed. Casually mention an article you read or a conversation you had with another colleague that supports your idea. This allows you to introduce your perspective without coming across as confrontational or dismissive of your colleagues' ideas. When used effectively, it allows you to shape perceptions, influence opinions, and ultimately achieve better outcomes in your workplace interactions. Let's bring this concept to life with a few real world examples. Imagine Sarah, a junior analyst, wants to get involved in a high profile project led by a senior manager. She could formally request a transfer, but that might be premature. Instead, she starts attending relevant meetings, actively participates in discussions, and casually mentions her interest in the project to colleagues. This cheap talk signals her enthusiasm and competence, increasing her chances of being considered for the project. In another scenario, consider Mark, a team leader who wants to implement a new software system. Instead of issuing a directive, he starts by casually mentioning the benefits of the software in team meetings, highlighting its user friendliness and efficiency. So, how can you become a master of cheap talk and level up your workplace strategy? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to the subtle signals being sent around you. What are your colleagues hinting at during coffee breaks? What's the underlying message behind your boss's casual questions? By learning to decode these signals, you gain valuable insights into the motivations and intentions of those around you. Next, focus on building your credibility. Remember, cheap talk is only effective if it is perceived as genuine and trustworthy. Be consistent in your words and actions, and always strive to provide value in your interactions. This will make your contributions more impactful and your cheap talk more persuasive.